Robert's Rule of Order for the current year, and that we also adopt public comment and participation procedures that have been drawn up in draft form by our attorney. I'll distribute those now. We've got an extra form.
You do have one?
Yes, ma'am. And Commissioner Bernard, just so we get it right on the motion, technically correct, what we need to do is adopt Robert's Rules of Order newly revised is what they call the current.
I'll make that modification. Robert's Rules of Order newly revised.
Yes, sir. There are 3 different formats for Robert's Rules.
Plus the public comment participation procedures drawn up by our attorney.
I think this is a bunch of bullcrap. To disallow the public to come before us before we even discuss any agenda items and they can let us know how they feel is bull.
It's been motioned by,
Especially when none of us knew about it ahead of time.
it's been motioned by Jack that we adopt the Robert Rules of Order of the newly revised, and these, and that's a second?
Vote, Mr. Chairman. I'll second for discussion.
Second by Paul, for any discussion?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make the point that basically I asked the county attorney to draw these up based on what I had read out of your retreat. And in the retreat, at least the individuals who were in that retreat unanimously agreed that public comments should be received during the regular session at the conclusion of all agenda items, and that the agenda items at the beginning of the meeting should be discontinued. And that's taken pretty much directly out of the retreat. The rest of this is just procedural, but that's why this was drawn up.
Mr. Chairman, as I said at the time of the retreat, I have a problem that we would be voting on items before the public would have a chance to give us their feelings on it. I think agenda comments at least give the public a chance to come before us and tell us how they feel about an item that we're going to be voting on during a meeting. All you got to do is read the sign up there and it tells me this right here is wrong.
Mr. Chairman, I will say too, I really have a problem that none of us knew about this ahead of time. That Mr. Bernard took upon himself to ask the county attorney to do this without any of the rest of us knowing about it. And that Mr. Bernard thinks he's not a servant of the people. If the people don't have the right, if the people don't have a right.
I do not wish to be attacked personally by any board member. I have not said that Commissioner Patrick is not a servant of the people. I would appreciate her dealing with me with the same respect that I give her. Thank you.
Any commissioner that thinks the public doesn't have the right to speak, we represent them, and they should have the right to tell us how they feel about these issues on this agenda. It's the only way and only time they have to do so. And they should also be allowed to speak at the end of the meeting to discuss anything they want to that's not on the agenda. Sometimes things come up that they tell us that we don't know about. But this was done without knowledge, my knowledge for sure, and I don't know how many of the rest of them knew about it. And I do think too, if the county attorney is contacted by any of us, the county attorney should let the rest of us know what he's looking into and doing, so all of us know about it.
That's right.
My problem in it is the fact that we're taking away their ability to voice their opinion before we vote. We're saying, you give us your opinion after we vote. And
Mr. Chairman, I get calls from individuals within my district, and some individuals from not in my district, before this meeting. I take every call. I don't refuse calls, I take calls. And I think all the other county commissioners and I'm familiar with take calls. So the public is given an opportunity to contact us before these meetings. These agendas are published in the paper. Any member of the public is free to call any county commissioner to give input. So that's my statement.
Well, this, the agenda comment was one of the items that we took up back in that midsummer, when we had the retreat back in Athens. And one of the things the board commissioner was real concerned about was the swaying of the individual commissioner before they get a chance to vote by the public.
Swaying
The
by the
sway.
public.
That's what was brought up.
So when somebody gets up and gives you their opinion, and they're the taxpayer that's paying your salary and paying for all these budget items, and you're afraid they're gonna sway you to vote the way they want you to.
Put another question that was injection of the sway and how to sway one another to do one thing or another. That's some of the comments that were brought out in the retreat. Any more discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carried 3-2. Carl, Jack, Tom.